get that figured out later on, later date. So let's give it. We're recording anytime. We're capturing all audio.
Okay.
Bam.
Bam. So, welcome to Mistakes Were Made. I'm Austin. This is Frank, and we're gonna give you a little taste of what we're gonna be doing here in the next little while. So. Frank, give our lovely viewers a little roundabout view of Frank.
So, well, what we're going to be doing here is we're going to be just going through our backgrounds and my background and kind of just taking you through the itemized list of well-documented failure that, you know, is my life, you know, like the amount of shit that I have fucked up. I am basically king fuck up, you know. But we do some science. I do some science, and I've had some crazy shit happen to me over the last few months here, and I figured out some shit that just wasn't adding up, and that other people have missed, and we'll take you through it, and so we can, you know, fucking understand it and hopefully have a better understanding of you know what fucking drive and determination is.
Awesome. So on that note, if we hadn't already mentioned it and you hadn't noticed it from the title of our podcast or any of the notes that we've written, there will be explicit language throughout this whole thing. We're not even going to try and cut it out. Just as a forewarning. So kids, cover your ears. There's going to be some cool science stuff though, so kids might want to hang around.
Yeah.
Don't have your kids hang around. That's a terrible idea.
That's a really terrible idea.
It's a really bad idea. So I've known Frank for a little while. We met a couple years ago while we were selling cars, and I kind of like the guy. So we're here now. We've done a lot of cool stuff in the last couple years in knowing each other, and we'll get into that, you know, a little bit more in depth probably in a future episode. But I currently sell cars. I am a photographer. That's kind of me in a nutshell. Frank. Quick overview of Frank.
What I do, I help I got a convenience store with my mother that I help her run. She's kind of starting to slip a little bit upstairs. So, you know, I maintain and fix everything. And I got a studio down here. You can't really see it here, but this is a big mixing console and fucking mix studio. So I'm a music producer and a mix engineer and yeah, basically long-term unemployed. Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah. And I do physics and theoretical physics, electrical engineering, fucking quantum mechanics, particle physics, and computer science on the side.
Frank's a hardcore dude that dabbles in the nerdy every once in a while, and much more so lately. So, and that's why we're here. So, mistakes were made. I kind of give you guys a general overview of the name. We got this kind of idea because we kind of want to reset the baseline. We want to reset the look of what trying really is and why we really do it, and what it all leads up to. Because Frank's, I don't know, like 60-something at this point. But his whole life's kind of led up to this point here. And in the last 6-7 months or so, mostly in the last kind of 5.5 months here, and again, we'll delve into that. But the name is essentially, you're going to fuck up life. Oh, yeah. That's just what life is. But it doesn't mean you shouldn't try. You shouldn't be afraid to try. So that's what we're doing here. So kind of on that note here, so Frank, how did this come about?
So what happened was something happened to me at New Year's. Some skirt came into my life and completely fucking turned the entire universe upside down. And what happened either left me with either I'm fucking crazy or our understanding of reality as we know it is missing, is wrong. And being as it didn't happen to me, just me, it happened to both of us at the same time, and she's polar opposite as far as, you know, like I party hard and whatnot, and did a bunch of drugs and shit when I was younger, and continue. She went to grade school, got straight A's, fucking, you know, like had a balling ass job and all this shit. She, not a crazy person, not a fucking crazy person, but it happened to both of us, so we couldn't both be fucking nuts. So I started looking for the proof that I knew would be there, and I found it, and fucking it's irrefutable. So what it is our universe is a simulation. It's a fucking video game, basically. Now, if you haven't heard simulation theory, I know it's kind of in vogue right now, and Elon Musk mentioned it on Joe Rogan. He kind of had a bad idea of it, but just the way we do things in science, as technology progresses and science, the way they do anything is they'll run 1 billion simulations to get a baseline, and then they'll start tweaking variables, and then they'll run 1 billion more so they have a reliable sample base, and then they'll tweak variables until an inevitable failure, right? So for just doing the formation of the coalitions of galaxy simulations, they ran 6,000 simulations with just the base variables that we know work, you know, so just to get a reliable sample base. So the amount of simulated universes compared to the actual reality, the infinite to one chances, basically, that we're not living in a simulation. Like it's you know. So the actual hands down proof, and this is going to be a little jargony, is the standard model of particle physics is the best theory of what we have right currently of the universe and how everything is. So the standard model of particle physics is it's just the makeup of the atom and subatomic particles at the quantum level. So the electron, the proton, and the neutron is what we're familiar with, and now it's like neutrons and protons, the hadrons and whatnot. They're made up of quarks and gluons, and you know, they have up quark, down quark, and the way they all have integer spin. So any boson has 1 integer spin. Graviton apparently has 2, and Higgs has spin 0, which is I'll get into that in a little bit. And then the fermions, which are the electrons are fermion. The quarks are fermions. They have half integer spin. Now, what it actually is angular momentum for when the body of mass is at rest, and so it's the leftover angular momentum. So what it is, it's a 720 degree of rotation to return to the origin point. And what that is a sine wave. Now, a sine wave just, you're like, I fucking pull. I should have had one drawn. If you've ever seen anything with a fucking wave, you know, audio program, whatever, it's a wave.
Yeah, light,
yeah,
all of this stuff.
Yeah, light, everything. You know, you got it fucking, right? So that 720 degree rotation is literally a sine wave, a full period sine wave laid flat, and that's for a boson. Now, the fermions have half integer spin. Now, the up quark and the down quark literally have half a wave. Literally half a wave. Now, so, and I'll get into chiral symmetry in a minute, but that it's literally the top half of that wave and the bottom half of that wave, respectively. Now, that cannot be a natural process, because that violates conservation of momentum. That violates Newton's third law of motion, which technically isn't. That's a classical mechanical law, but when it comes to waves, and this is a quantum mechanical system, but when it comes to waves and that part of the wave, that this is it's there's no way around this function of a wave. And I'm a mixed engineer. There's literally nothing I know more about than fucking waves. So there's no such thing as a half wave. For that to exist, it has to be artificially created. Now, what that is analogous to is alternating current, direct current. Now, all your appliances in your home, your TV, your fucking computers, everything like that, the alternating current that comes out of your wall goes into there and then goes through a full bridge rectifier or a rectification process, and it becomes direct current, so it can smoothly power your electronics. And that it goes through 4 diodes, and it stops the alternation of the current, and it just fucking drives directs on. Now I got some videos and shit I can post, or I got posted to my Quora account there, and we'll put some links. But
so we'll back up kind of just one step here. So kind of where this all kind of came into play here is Frank's been dabbling in a lot of these scientific endeavors here in the last several months here with very limited actual experience in these things here. He's taken it upon himself to learn these core elements, and the thing that I find really interesting about this is we're using a lot of things that we've known for a really long time, like back in like the early 1900s. Some of these laws came into play and are still used today, and you're still learning them in physics class. Like this is basic stuff, and there's a lot more detailed stuff that we've learned into the 80s and into the 90s, and especially nowadays we're learning faster than we could ever think that we were learning, and we're putting all these things together now, and it's interesting that some of the stuff that we've known forever and used as a baseline, and some of the stuff that we now know today and use as a baseline don't compute. So that's what the kind of curious thing is here, and we'll delve into a lot more of this here in future, but we really wanted to kind of hammer out how we really got here. And so Frank has been active in the scientific community in communicating with PhDs all over the world, using a community called Quora, which Frank, how did you describe Quora for anybody who doesn't know it?
It's fucking Twitter for smart people.
Twitter for smart people, Twitter for nerds.
Yeah, pretty much. Super nerds. And porn stars.
Yeah,
porn stars on here too.
Yeah, whatever. Whoever wants to ask questions, that's what it's for. So Frank started becoming active on there kind of just as a way to communicate with some people who would have like-minded views on these things in just terms of getting legitimate scientific eyes on some situations.
I just wanted to make I needed to fucking start the conversation.
We needed to start the conversation, and that's the whole point of this. Is we need to start the conversation, whether you believe in all of this or not, whether you think any of this is bullshit or not. We need to talk about it one way or the other. So I will give all of you fair warning. In addition to the expletive warning, you may think Frank is crazy. I think Frank is crazy, and that's what I love about him. But I don't think he's crazy about this, mostly because the event in which we had kind of earlier referenced, in terms of, some may call it supernatural, some may call it whatever.
It's spooky action at a fucking distance is what it is.
Spooky accident at a distance.
No, not accident, spooky action.
Spooky action, I'm so sorry. So it's not that it happened to 2 people in the same room. It happened to 2 people, 4 provinces, 5,000 kilometers away, and as well as other people that were in different rooms, in different places around the world and across the world. So at the same time, and that is the craziest part of all of this.
I've held it. We've held it to experiment. We've held it, and we've documented it. Held it to experiment as best we could, keeping it as close to the method as possible. Because we're the freaking subjects, we can't really avoid. We can't avoid a fucking bias, but I've tried to hold it as close as possible to just verify. I hold my own mental state and everything very, very suspect, because I did a fuck ton of drugs, fuck ton. That movie Cliffhanger, they filmed that in my crack pipe. It was, just boulders, fuck ton of drugs. So anything that I think I'm very, very suspect of, highly suspect. I instantly distrust my brain, and I have many things in place, fucking safe or fucking stop gaps in place to just make sure I don't spiral in and go crazy. Because the way my mind works is it's always going, and I can fucking connect the dots that aren't there, might be there, and might not be there, or I can just create the dots and logically fucking make this fucking causal just from like one fucking thing you said in 1976 or something, like fucking some random off color, like I can just fucking connect these things and present an argument that would win in court, and it's fucking crazy. Like that's insane. That's insane shit. So I really do hold my brain very, very, very high account, because it's like,
and the thing to note on this is that, while a lot of this is still kind of under review and we're still trying to figure some of this out, there's some very impressive minds around the world that have directly asked frank questions to the community of Core. Like Core is a fairly large community, but
it's huge. There's fucking
the most viewed has the most viewed answers in simulation, specifically.
Neil deGrasse Tyson asked me a fucking question on here.
Yeah, so like we're talking to some real people here. Like this isn't that kind of. Well, I mean, it's kind of crazy, but
it's fucking nuts. It's fucking nuts.
Hey guys, so like if we actually live in a simulation.
Okay, so
think about that for a second.
So, people have said, well, it doesn't do it doesn't really change anything. No, all it does, all this does is just answer our place in the universe, our purpose in life, and our differences in faith. And nothing bad or expensive has ever resulted from those questions. Just nothing. I can't think of a single thing that's
no
differences
wars,
in faith. Yeah, nothing.
No famine, no recession.
Yeah,
nothing.
Nothing like that. Don't spending billions of fucking dollars on or trillions of dollars on death machines. No, that's never happened. Fucking, But this could potentially bring peace in our time. And I'm not fucking putting this shit forward to say, hey, I'm right. And I'm putting this shit forward to say, hey, please tell me I'm fucking crazy here. And so far, nobody's been able to tell me I'm fucking crazy. Without, like, they've been, the people who have answered have asked me fucking, oh, how would you go about finding this now? And I'm like, motherfucker, you're supposed to be smarter than me. Fucking, like, good God. Fuck, do your job.
And so that to me, this is the craziest thing about all of this, is that Frank's, she's been able to...
I learned this shit in 5.5 months.
Frank's learned a lot of these things in a very short period of time.
I never even took
much so on its own.
I've never taken a physics fucking class, a science class, nothing in my fucking in high school. I took all the easy classes and like math to grade 11 and applied math, so I could just get the fuck out of it. I told my English teacher I took English 12, but I skipped 54 fucking classes out of 100 because I quote, "What are your ears full of, stupid?" And I couldn't be in the fucking room with this broad, and like I barely scraped through fucking school on the skin of my teeth because I didn't do homework.
I did science 30 and bio 30 to get away with having 2 sciences on my diploma. So
whatever that is.
Whatever works, right?
Whatever that is. Like, fuck, I took history, I think, because I was good at that shit, but I didn't do any homework. I just did the tests. Like, I'd ace the test.
Hey, if it works, it works. Right?
No, it didn't work, because I got 46% in the fucking class, which was just enough to write the fucking final exam. The provincial exam.
It sounds like it worked. That's what I mean. If you're not gonna, if you gotta try.
Yeah,
that's what I mean. That's the whole point of this whole thing, is you gotta try. So.
Well, yeah, fucking. So yeah, basically, I've been just fucking. I tried to I joined all these physics groups, and apparently they have sensitive ears, and they're a little more concerned about my vulgar use of the word fuck instead of the actual information that fucking word is accentuating. Just added some flavor to it. But no, they fucking they're that. Oh fuck.
In Frank's syntax, if you're not already familiar, fuck and are sometimes interchangeable.
Oh, they're completely. So, I could have a fucking like entire conversations just saying fuck. I have. Fucking grunting.
I've had conversations with Frank that have been 98% consisted of single word.
Yeah.
So we still got the point across, so I mean it's working. So so that's that's kind of like giving you guys a general idea of what we're doing here and what we're trying to get out of this. Now so where do we want to go with this, Frank?
So it's fucking 8 o'clock. Basically, that was a good introduction to where we are. We're gonna be doing these, one or maybe a couple weeks, fucking if we can. First one, we're gonna keep it short. Just gonna give you an introduction. If you want to ask me a question or check out my fucking answers and shit on Quora to see if I'm just a nut job, which is, I don't think I am. I could be. I
implore all of you to do so, because if there's one thing that we need to do, once again, it is start the conversation. So please start a conversation with us.
Yeah, and this is we're gonna be going through this, and we're gonna be getting into some really cool concepts and not just fucking physics and particle physics and fucking and terminology and all, and is quantum physics fucking retarded because they're just spinning their heels. But we'll get into all this shit. But we got sound and fucking and we'll go through like real fucking some pretty fucking fuck up in past. Like, so
we're gonna get Frank a whiteboard and he's gonna draw things, and I'm so excited.
Oh my god!
This is leading into some, we have some incredible stuff planned for the future, and this is all kind of some intermediary things.
Yeah, I'm a music producer now. I'm a music producer now, but at one point in time, I was a gangster. I was fucking rig pig, coke dealer. Fucking.
You've been a lumberjack since I've known you.
Yeah, tree faller, fucking shake blocker, heli locker, fucking.
We almost got a documentary on National Geographic.
No, it was Discovery Channel, Bell Media Corporation. And we still could go with that. I had that fucking thing ready to. 3 days it took me to get that fucking thing just chomping at the bit on that.
Anyways, we don't want to let anything on because there's lots of crazy stuff planned. Who knows what's actually going to happen?
No.
But we do, all joking aside, we have some legitimately really, really, really awesome stuff that we have planned for the relatively near future. But it's going to take some time here, so bear with us. Listen to this whole thing, and you guys are in for a wild ride, and I'm excited to have it with you. So, in closing, because this is just going to be the intro, kind of give you guys a general idea. What's our core message here, Frank?
Shit.
Put him on the spot. He didn't.
I just keep fucking up, man. I don't know. Fuck it. If I could, I want people to just look at fucking problems and see possibilities.
Yeah. I've done a lot of things in my life, and the only reason I've gotten to do a lot of those things is by trying. And most of the jobs that I've gotten have not required a resume because I've tried. And we've gotten to the places that we are, and Frank and I are, respectively, both relatively individually successful in the endeavors that we set our minds to when we do set our minds to them. We're here now.
Yeah, well, I'll be taking, you'll be seeing what is possible when you just fucking put it to the grind. But I gotta get going here because, I gotta go relieve my poor mother.
So this won't be the last of Frank and Austin that you see. Y'all stay tuned. We're going to have some fun. This is Mistakes Were Made. See you next time. That was awesome. That was significant.